All right, welcome to the Browns Wire podcast. This is your host, Josh Keatley. With me is always Donovan James, live from Tennessee. We're in his Mossy Oak. Is that the name of the white trash hunting brandy?
It is, bro. Mossy Oak.
Oh,
I was listening to Morgan Wallen before the podcast, so that's why.
Well, and I guess technically, can you be white trash? Is that
no?
No, you're not. You're not allowed to be white trash.
I'm like Filipino and black, dude. I can't be white trash.
Yeah, but it's still like a category.
Yeah, I'll be white trash. Sure, I got American flag behind me too.
Okay. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too. If like
Band-Aid on my finger.
Sometimes when you have like your arm up and stuff, it does look like a Confederate flag. I swear.
Oh my god!
Sometimes
why is this podcast starting like this?
Oh, okay. All right, we'll move on.
Yeah, we're in for one tonight.
Maggie's like, what did I join into? Like,
yeah. Like 90% of our audience is pure audio too, so I should probably, move on.
Can't see.
Well, maybe most of our audience is probably from Zanesville, Ohio, so they probably.
No.
They probably.
I'm just.
We have a very special guest, Maggie Merren, former D3 dual athlete. What's up, Maggie? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And what were your sports again? Volleyball and golf?
Yes. I'd say golf was more a hobby, but
hey, you played it collegiately. That counts. Were you good? Were you legit?
I mean, not really. Like, I was the best one on my team, but I was going around like asking girls if they would join the team so we could have a team, pretty much. So
you're talking about golf specifically.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, golf. Like
you didn't have to.
No, volleyball I was recruited for and actually dedicated to. But yeah, we won 2 conference championships for volleyball. So
were you the best person on your team in both sports?
No. I mean,
don't be humble. Just kidding.
She's so humble.
I played like the libero in volleyball, if you guys know what that person is.
I know all about volleyball and liberos and librarians and the other various positions.
The girl in the other color jersey.
Isn't that usually like the shortest one too, or no? Am I making that up?
I mean, that's like more of a stereotype, but it's like it's like the captain of the defense. Like it's the best defender, I guess.
Yeah.
So like the setter in volleyball is like the quarterback. Because the offense, and then the libero is running the defense. So,
you know who would really find this conversation interesting? Our editor, Jeff Risden, who actually, you're a big Lions fan, correct?
Yes.
Jeff Risden is Lions in and out, dude. That's the editor at Browns Wire. He's a big volleyball guy.
He runs the Lions Wire too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
So for USA Today, so yeah, he's the man. And he's 6'5". His daughter plays volleyball in high school, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think she's in high school. I think she's just really tall.
She's just like, dude, she's like 5'11". She's like 13, I think.
How do you know so much about his family?
Dude, we're friends on Facebook, and he posts so much about his kids, man. He's like the best dad, dude. He's always posting about like his son, games, his daughter.
You're such a suck up.
That's like.
You know he's gonna be listening because you're sucking up.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be listening. Shout out Jeff Risden, man. You got some good posts, and he listens to a lot of rock music. Like he's listening to some heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, like Hoobastank and Nickelback.
No, not
Nickelback is not heavy.
No, he listens to like Slipknot.
How is you for
AC/DC and like
hot take alert? How is Nickelback not heavy?
This man likes Nickelback. We've talked about Nickelback on the show way too much. They suck.
How is it heavy?
Because if they're not going heavy on the guitar with Rockstar, then they're heavy on your heart with Photograph. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So
you've had that one in your pocket for a long time, haven't you?
Love it, dude. I'm all about that and the Hoobastank. Go classic. I'll go classic rock with some Limp Bizkit.
It stays in your back.
I do like Limp Bizkit. They're really cool. They're all right. Anyway, yeah, I should take over the show now for sure.
I like more of the Beatles. I like the Beatles. I like the Beatles.
I like the Beatles. I like them too. Maggie, thanks for joining. It's been a long time coming. Glad you're on the show. So we really want to talk about, obviously this is the Browns Wires. I know you're a Lions fan, but Ohio State prospects. There's a lot of them this year. There's some good ones in the first round. There's some ones in day 3 still. There's kind of mid-round guys too. So I kind of want to talk about that. And I know Josh is itching to talk about it as well. So I kind of will throw out prospects for you, and I want to kind of like get your grade on them and like your feel on what you think about them. And Josh, obviously, yours.
Well, you already said multiple first-round picks, but we've talked about this before. Do you view there as multiple? Who were you thinking when you say that?
Multiple first-round picks would be Wyatt Davis and Justin Fields.
You got Wyatt Davis in the first round.
I have a first-round grade on him. Do I have him in the first round? No, but I have a first-round grade on him. That's why I kind of
probably.
I mean, the injury is the only reason I don't have a first-round grade on him. Other than that, I mean, I do have a first-round grade. Excuse me. The only reason I think he will not be in the first round is because of injury. Excuse me.
He'll probably be second round. I think he's second guard off or edge.
Yeah, he's like.
I feel like that's fair. Go on, Donovan. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying he's one of the top 32 players in the draft or 30 players. I mean, is he going to get drafted in the first round? Maybe not, but he'll be in that kind of early second range. He might still sneak into the first round because his tape's that good. Hopefully, they'll get a medical on him and he's cleared and he's good to go. Yeah, I have those two guys. And then there's a pretty big gap, but I've seen Baron Browning sneaking into like.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if anyone were to sneak in, it might be Baron Browning.
See, there we go. That's the takes I need right there. Why do you think Baron Browning might sneak in? Because I just saw him walk with him to the Packers, which is my team.
In the first round?
In the first round. Yeah, I just saw one. And I've seen him kind of creep into that top 50.
I think, all right, I say he'll probably be second. He'll probably be another second round. I think they're mostly like second round, third round this year. It's not going to be like last year when people were just coming off the board like crazy. But I think mid rounds is more of where this draft class is.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of Ohio State's linebackers. I mean, there's so many like Pete Werner and Tuff Borland, who you love a lot. I like.
Yeah,
I like all. I mean, you don't love him, but you think he's a draftable solid player. I mean,
I actually had a conversation with him this past week. And
did you? You met him?
Yeah, and I don't know if I.
Oh wow! Let's one of the autograph things that you go to. Josh
I met
an autograph from every player that is from Ohio that played at Ohio State. Probably
I do frequent many events, and my understanding is that he maybe doesn't have the personality that a lot of linebackers do. That's not a bad thing. Just most linebackers.
Are we talking Tuff Borland or Pete Werner? Sorry.
I'm talking Tuff Borland.
Okay,
Tuff Borland does not check any box as far as his physicality and his measurables go. We saw that with his pro day, right? Kind of felt on his face a little bit. I think he's more athletic than that. I think he does what he does well. He finds the ball. If it's within the tackles, he attacks it. Very good inside linebacker. I think he can be a very capable inside linebacker. But a lot of the reason why you see guys that are unathletic strive at linebacker or at the inside linebacker specifically is because they have a very aggressive, I'm going to kill you attitude. He doesn't really have that. He's kind of meek, kind of mild. Doesn't seem like he gets excited. Doesn't seem like he gets too upset.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing for his position.
Do you think that's kind of like what the setting you met him at though? Like you met him at kind of a laid back chill, like, or did you just get those vibes like?
Potentially. I mean, I hung around. I mean, you know me. I know a few people.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to.
In some places.
Yeah.
Man, he does. That's why it's his show, not mine.
No. I'm a loser, and I hang out with a lot of people that collect a lot of football cards and a lot of autograph stuff. So that's it. But they meet with him. They talk to him. They talk to his agents. His man. He seems like he's got a very nonchalant attitude, and that's not really what you want in linebacker. For instance, Baron Browning had you could tell he had some excitability. He had some. It's a setting where he's meeting people, talking to people. So it's not the best to rate how they're playing football, but someone who shows emotion, you could probably see that he shows emotion on the football field as well, rather than someone who's just going through the motions, right? So you can only assume that he goes through the motions in every part of his life. Is that correct? Is that the best analysis? No. But, I mean, you can only pull what you see, right? Just like with the Eli Apple being a mama's boy thing. You can only pull
Right.
and adjust what you see, right?
No, I understand that. I mean, I kind of, again, I always say this on every episode. I'm sure the listeners know this about me, but like I cover high school football recruiting, so I even kind of go back to like, I mean, I've covered Barry out of Texas, when he was getting recruited, at all the opening and all the camps out there that I go to, and he's always kind of been that fiery guy. I mean, you're from Texas, man. Like, you know how those kids are. Like, it's just different, honestly. Like, they are built different, not to sound cliche, but like this high school football out there, going to a big high school in Texas, he's always been just a dude. And he was at Ohio State. Kind of didn't live up to the hype for me, per se, as being a recruiting guy, because he was a 5-star. And now he's kind of like coming back into the fold to me, because he's getting, like you, Maggie.
He's a little bit of a tweener.
He's a little bit of a tweener. That's right. That's true. But I like him. I really do think I wouldn't go first round's absurd. Second round is a little too high for me. Still, if you're talking top 50, I think he's a little bit after that. Kind of mid first, early third would be a perfect place to pick Baron Brown. As far as Tough Borland and Justin Hillard and those guys, like those guys are just day 3 guys to me. No disrespect to them. Justin Hillard's kind of a higher day 3 guy. Pete Warner's I have a 5th round grade on. As far as just going through the linebackers, but my sleeper Ohio State guy though that I like a lot is Jonathan Cooper.
I was just gonna ask. I honestly was just gonna ask, what are your guys' stance on Jonathan Cooper? Because I feel like
I like him.
I haven't really been hearing much about him as the draft is coming up, but at Ohio State, like especially this offseason, like that was the guy that everyone was talking about and excited about for this upcoming season. And then I feel like, the season happened and now it's over and we haven't really been hearing much about Jonathan Cooper. So what are your guys' takes on him?
So full transparency in regard to our linebacker conversation, I have not finished my linebacker rankings. I have finished my defensive line rankings. I have given Jonathan Cooper a 4th round grade.
That's fair. That's fair.
To give everybody a recap, and everybody who listens to the show or reads my articles knows that I try to be as forgiving as possible. So if I'm ranking you, it's because
now
I
who's
can
the
see
softie,
that being
not me.
Well, I could potentially see. I don't understand how people do rankings where they only have 13 guys with a 1st round grade. There's going to be 32 guys drafted. So what? And there's going to be 50 that you can justify being taken in the 1st round. You just talked about Wyatt Davis. Wyatt Davis is a guard who doesn't really check a whole lot. I'm getting off of a tangent, but he really realistically shouldn't be taken with one of those spots. But if he does, can you really be pissed, right? So you give him a 1st round grade. And as far as Jonathan Cooper goes, it wouldn't. I could see him falling to the 5th or 6th round, but I could see him going in the 4th round because he is a very jack of all trades. Like I think one of the reasons why you don't hear about him, and my understanding or my guess is because he doesn't light up anything. Baron Browning is a very good athlete. There are some things that he lights up, right, as far as testing and all that. Jonathan Cooper, he's not really that guy. He's going to go in there. He's not really someone that you're ever going to – if he's the guy that if he's starting for you, you're constantly going to look to upgrade him. But I think that he isn't going to be a liability. I felt like a good comparison would be like a really shitty Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport was kind of that way. Marcus Davenport's a better version of him because he's more powerful, but it's the same. Does that make sense, Donovan? Like he's kind of a tweener, right? Because he's not super athletic enough to be in the 4.3, which is why he's struggling a little bit in New Orleans, but he's also not big enough to be a 3.4, 5 tech, right?
I mean, if you want
Jonathan Cooper's he's in the same range.
That's fair. I mean, he doesn't have those elite athletic traits like you said. I'm not
not at all.
Shitty Marcus Davenport, but like a poor man. Yeah, well, that's a big difference, bro. Like a
discount Davenport,
a great value. Like but
I do think that if he wasn't as injured as he that's a guy with a lengthy injury history, and I think that if he wasn't injured as much as he was, you could see him squeak in those early rounds. But again, you could also see him fall.
He had a good Senior Bowl too, though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I know, you guys know people that were down in Mobile and everything. I didn't get to go this year, sadly, but he performed well. It wasn't an A+ performer or anything, but I mean, probably B grade is what I've been seeing. But he really showed up and showed out, and he really was competitive. And I mean, that's going to be enough to get you on an NFL roster and compete.
He's very good. He's very solid.
I think he's solid. I mean, this is not a guy that I want starting, like you said. At the end of the day, we agree on that. That's what's most important.
I don't think he's a liability.
He's a role player. He's a backup guy.
And I feel like he's more of like even at Ohio State, his role was more of like being a leader and like by example type guy, like not necessarily on the field, but like even off the field more as, you know?
Yeah, I think that if we're going to talk about, not, again, I wrote a comparison piece on him for the Buckeye Wire. If you're going, this is a reach, right? Because I'm trying to find Ohio State guys to relate to him, and it's very rare. But if you're trying to find something comparable as far as former Buckeyes, I feel like Tyquan Lewis. Again, he's more of a discount Tyquan Lewis because Tyquan Lewis was a little bigger. Tyquan Lewis had, again, like Davenport, had a little bit more size, had more power to him. He was more of a powerful, strong anchor defensive end, but he was overshadowed by Sam Hubbard. Right, he was overshadowed by the Bosa's, but he always went out there. He did his job. He did his job really well. That's kind of how I view Jonathan Cooper. He's, and that's how he was at Ohio State. He was not really the dude, but he was okay. He didn't lose any games.
Yeah, I think he could be a starter, a low end starter, but he definitely, I think he can develop into that because of the talent he does have. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, like Maggie said too, this guy. All academic, I think Big Ten twice, and did a lot for the community in Columbus, which I'm sure you guys know.
And there's guys,
there's good dude. I mean, I think when you're picking day 3 guys, some of these guys have character issues. This guy is definitely not. He's the opposite of that. He's going to be a guy that I think works hard and fits in your locker room. He's going to just work.
I was going to say, I feel like he's like I hate to say this, but like more of like a locker room guy, like a guy that you want to have other people around just for like that personality and like leadership traits that he does have.
Yeah. I don't think that there's any secrets with what you're getting with him. I'm trying to find a good example in my rankings, but like, what you're getting with Jonathan Cooper. You're going to get a guy who's very solid. If he starts, great. If he doesn't, he's going to be able to play
for it. Like,
I just don't think there's going to be. There's other guys that are maybe more like I'm like a Joe Tryon from Washington, right? That guy, he's going to get drafted ahead of Jonathan Cooper by a few rounds, and he should. But there are lengths where Tryon just disappears.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
Cooper might have a longer career.
Yeah, and Cooper's not like that. Cooper, he's
a builder,
Yeah, on a scale from 1 to 10, he's always at a 5. Tryon is a 10. 3 times out of 10 times, but those other 7 times is a 1 or 2. Cooper's not like that. You know what you're getting with him, and that's kind of why I had him as a 4th rounder.
Mold him until like an 8.
I love talking about these guys for one. Like I said, doing high school football recruiting, most of your guys in Ohio State were 4 or 5 stars, like all of them, pretty much. Right. So it's fun to talk about these guys from 4 or 5 years ago. Another guy I wanted to kind of talk about that I do like a lot too, that plays interior offensive line is Joshua Myers. So how do you? I mean, he obviously it's a huge guy, man. 6'5", 312. I like him. He's well rounded. He's kind of like. I mean, he's not gonna wow you either. He's not like a top, contender pick. He might not even be a top 100 pick in some people's eyes. But I like him. I gave him, what was my grade on Myers? 3rd to 4th round grade.
Really? See, I gave him a 2nd round grade.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you like him. That's high. That's pretty high.
There's not many others in his position this draft. I feel like there's not much competition this year in his position. So
yeah, positional wise, he's top 5. There's so many.
Who do you have in front of him though?
Give me 1 second. I have to look that up.
I got one guy. I got Creed Humphrey, who I gave a 1st round grade, and then I have Josh Myers. Josh Myers. See, I don't view him as. I think that he's very good. He's very powerful. We've seen him body bag people. I think he should be a playmaker in this league. And I think he checks a lot of the boxes to where if you don't want to play him at center, you could potentially play him at guard.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a flaw with his game. Maybe he doesn't have the elite athleticism to handle guys in space.
He's not an elite athlete either.
He's not bad at it. He's a center. You know what I mean? Like, so you're not looking at guard. I think that would affect him more if he was a guard because he's pulling.
My center rank, I have Creed Humphrey and Landon Dickerson, and then Quinn Menners. Yeah, Quinn Menners, and then Josh Myers.
So you're okay.
Yeah,
I think,
but I have them all in the top 100. I actually do have Josh Myers in my top 100. He's 94, so he just cracked it, but he is in there. So I think the upside of Quinn Menners is really great. Obviously he played at UW Whitewater. I have no idea who the hell they're playing every week.
Well, see, that depends on where you're ranking him.
He looks. I mean, the Senior Bowl.
Look who he's playing.
Well, but
That's true.
so I think Minerva.
Josh likes a small school. Guys,
no, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I gave him a 3rd round grade, but I have him as a guard. Does that make sense? I didn't have him as a center, so I guess I think he can play center if you force him to. But I think someone's going to draft him that needs
that's
guard.
fair. That's fair because Creed, Landon, and Josh are like natural.
They're centers.
Yeah,
and
so is
and I'm okay with you having Landon in front of Josh Myers.
Michael Manette from Penn State. He's a natural center too.
Yeah, but I got him way after Josh. The only other guy I got sniffing Josh Myers is Trey Hill from Georgia.
I was just about to say Trey Hill's good too.
But I don't have Manette.
He used to be a guard. He was a guard too before, but.
Yeah, I think all those guys. I mean, you're talking about interior offensive linemen. A lot of those guys are interchangeable, but we're talking about the difference between a true center and a guy who you have to move there. I don't think Miner's played center at Whitewater. I think he pretty much exclusively played guard. They do play in a very tough. They play in the 2nd toughest conference. Well, back in the day, the toughest conference was the OAC as far as D3 football goes with Mount Union.
I think Mount Union is still pretty solid, aren't they? Usually.
They hired the old dude's son, and they've kind of dropped off a little bit. But I mean, because my conference was the PAC, but we played a lot of OAC schools, so I know like even our football, like there was a few schools that were in our conference for football, but probably should have been OAC. Like I want to say Case Western may have been in our conference, and like schools like that, but. Yeah, and the OAC's it's still good. You talk about D3 football. I mean, the only reason I say Mount Union slipped a little bit is because back in the day they were getting guys drafted every year. Yeah. You remember there was like a 3-year run where they had
national championships like
every year. There was no competition. Now Whitewater's beating them, and Whitewater's had guys that have transferred to Wisconsin and played and transferred. They're playing pretty well. They've had guys go pro. But there was a 3
volleyball too. I think they were in the tournament when we were in the tournament.
Yeah. So, and that doesn't surprise me.
I need to catch up on my D3 schools, man. I'm slacking. Every time you have a guest on, you had that one guy on. He played quarterback at a D3 school. Who was it? He was cool.
What
was the dude he had on? You had the dude on from the Browns, the other Browns side, Jake Burns.
Oh yeah, he played at Muskingum.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
He was cool. I'm saying he was cool. Like I don't know my D3 schools. I'm saying like I need to.
I honestly only know because I played in D3, but I would have no idea.
Josh was FCS, man, Mr. Big Time over here.
Oh yeah, so big time.
I mean, that's true. But no, another guy I want to ask you all about and kind of talk about a little bit is Luke Farrell. Like what? I mean, I think I have.
I'm flipping through my pages to my tight ends.
I mean, he's a traditional inline tight end. I mean, he is what he is, man. He's gonna be like
not much of a receiver.
Yeah, he's not much of a receiver. He's gonna block. He's gonna be on a roster. He'll do special teams. Yeah. He'll be buried on the depth chart somewhere. But I think I think some of these guys will have long careers though. Like I think he will.
I gave him a 6th-round grade.
I gave him a 5th or 6th round grade too.
I think that I compared him to I ripped this one off. There was a comparison someone made to Dallas Clark, which I thought was a good one and a bad one. Bad because Dallas Clark was way smaller, was more of an H-back and way more athletic. But it was a good one because Dallas Clark also did a lot. Luke Farrell is not it's not that he's not a great receiver, it's that he's not fast. Right. And first of all, Ohio State's offense sucks at utilizing the tight end. And it really sucks if you can't burst open the seam. But there's a lot of tight ends that make a good living in the NFL by hitting these underneath routes. Right. I can't. None of them come to my mind right now because the Browns don't do that. The Browns, you know what I mean? The Browns got a lot of guys that have a lot of athleticism at tight end, but like the Packers would utilize tight ends. Like Jermichael Finley or
Dude, we still have Mercedes Lewis. We just signed him to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Bubba Franks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those guys were guys.
Mark Chamora.
Yeah, those guys were guys that block. They were better blocking tight ends. But you could send them out on a crosser, and they would consistently catch it. They weren't detriments. They didn't have stone hands, like Greg Smith or Greg Lee or whatever his name was from Marshall a couple years ago. So I do think that was not a great comparison, but it's an okay comparison. The Buckeyes had a tight end drafted a couple years ago, and Nick Van Nett, and I think that's probably a more apt comparison. Vanette was a lot more athletic, but he's also a journeyman who's been in the league for 6 years, and I could see Farrell having that kind of career.
Yeah, I could see that too. And then, of course, I mean, we got to talk about Justin Fields' pro day, man.
Oh yeah,
Josh has been waiting to talk about this one. I know.
Dude,
especially last week after last week's show with me and Darius are big Zach Wilson guys. So and Mac Jones.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he. Yeah. It's weird though because like I love Justin, man. Like I did recruiting in Georgia, like this, Josh. So it's like
you talked to him last year.
Yeah, I just interviewed him last year, met him. He was super cool.
Yeah.
Like I've known Justin for a minute. He's awesome, but he impressed me at the pro day. Like, I mean, I'm not a big pro day guy or whatever, but like, I mean, running that fast and just being
that's all you have. There's no
being that athletic and making those throws. I mean, he's the truth. He's a top 10 pick. Do I still have Trevor and Zach in front of him? Yes, but not by much. But I mean, I was hella impressed by what Justin did, and on and off the field. Because I mean, there's been some hoopla about his character. That's not real stuff.
That was just
I know. I like Dan Orlovsky too, and it wasn't him. Like he didn't say that. He said someone else messaged him, but like, which is fair. So don't throw him under the bus. But this dude is not the last one in or first one. Like that's not Justin. That's never been Justin, and never will be. He's not. Now you could say a lot of stuff about him on the field what he can't do, but that's not one of them for sure. I was impressed, and I still have a top 10 grade on him, first round grade on him. I'm sure y'all did too. So
I think that when you hear rumors like this, even though your first instinct is to dismiss it, I think there's always a kernel of truth. So it's just like the telephone game, right? With the when you play with kindergartners, and once someone says something, and it just kind of escalates and escalates. So we don't know what the original person said, right? But you've talked to Justin Fields, so maybe this is a situation
multiple times, yeah.
Right? Maybe this is a situation with like Tough Portland, where I mean, you said it yourself when you talked to Justin Fields. He wasn't really that into it, but then when you asked him about the NBA, his favorite question was about basketball, right? Now, I'm not saying
that's true. I did say that, and that's true. It's kind of, you're kind of right.
You're right. Actually, yeah. Is that something you should judge him by? No, it's not. It's a weird setting. He's been, having TV cameras point out for 8 hours, talking about football for 8 hours. He's exhausted. You lighten up his day by talking about some basketball. That's not an indicator of anything. But we're in draft season, right? These scouts are evaluating every single thing. If that's how he acted like with you, maybe someone got on the phone with him and had maybe a poor experience with him compared to talking to a guy like Zach Wilson. You also have to remember, too, Justin Fields has been a god since 8th grade. He's gone through this shit. He doesn't need he knows he doesn't need to do this shit, right? A guy like Zach Wilson, if you talk to him on the phone, this is a guy who no one knew his name 2 years ago, right? So that guy's probably.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean he had a really he played really good last year before he got hurt. No, but a lot of people don't remember him. If you ask them to name 3 BYU players, they're not even naming Zach Wilson, right? So he's probably a little bit more excited when you talk to him on the phone or when or Zoom or whatever they're doing in the age of COVID, right? And if you have these players that close, and you do, I don't. I think Justin Fields is clearly better, but I could see your argument. I don't think it's insane. Then maybe you are going to lean towards Zach Wilson. You got to have this guy's going to be the leader of your franchise. Maybe you do want the guy that's going to smile. I don't know. I don't know what the quote meant. I think that maybe we're misinterpreting it.
Before I get to, I won't give it to Maggie. Before I give it to you, like I'm just gonna say this, like as far as the character stuff, like and what you were saying, Zach Wilson does have the best smile in the draft, by the way. So we agreed on that before. He's a ladies' man, so that's true. But
no, he is,
dude. Yeah, girls love.
Isn't he Mormon?
That's Maggie. Yeah, but like the ladies love Zach Wilson, dude. You see that tan and that smile?
I'll go for Justin Fields.
So she takes Justin over there.
Mormons aren't allowed to take advantage of the fact as to whether or not they're.
He has a girlfriend. I'm saying like I know like we have a friend at BYU, me and Darius, and like I mean I'm not saying he was like a ladies' man. I'm saying like women at BYU liked him. That's all I'm saying. Like that's you can take that for what it is. That's all I'm saying.
BYU is like weird. I think you should ask America about that.
BYU is weird. They can't. You always want what you can't have, I guess, and that was like sex at BYU. So maybe that's the reason why. But anyway,
what kind of podcast is this?
I don't know, man. I'm running this one, so this is what we're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw Maggie retweet it. I'm sorry, I'm going.
No, I just want to say I think Zach got a lot of flack too, though. Like when Zach came out, like when he first came out in the draft, everyone knows about his family. Like,
yeah, well, he got shit on during the season too.
Well, yeah, I mean, his uncle owns like JetBlue. He's worth like $40 million, whatever. They said he was a spoiled brat, blah blah, like all that stuff.
That.
Like that's
I did not know this. Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, his uncle is the owner and co-founder of JetBlue Airlines. So I mean, his family does come from money. They're really wealthy and well off. But that's not like, I don't know, man. Like I know Josh was talking about this the other day. Like you have rich friends, like it doesn't mean they're all like arrogant assholes and like spoiled. Like I have friends that parents have money and like they're just chill, normal dudes. Like their parents just have money. Like it's chill. Like you don't have to be that person. You know what I mean? And I've heard Justin had an attitude problem for a while, but I don't think it's like an attitude problem. He's just kind of like does his own thing. Like Justin has he has a tight circle, dude. Like I mean, he has a small circle. Even at UGA, like he's from Kennesaw. Athens is like 30 minutes. Like he still had a tight circle at UGA. When he transferred to Ohio State, he had to fit in, and get used to those guys. But like he's cool. He makes like TikTok videos dancing all the time, and he's like chilling in the locker room. He's cool. Like people are acting like he has no friends. Like at Ohio. Someone's like he has like 2 friends at Ohio State. Like that's not like.
But you see that you're looking at like that. That's the problem, right? We don't know. At the end of the day, you and I, we are none of us 3 are scouts.
No, we don't know.
And we're not around these guys all the time, right? So we don't really know what they're looking for, right? I've never sat down and talked with a guy like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. So whether he has friends or not, I don't know if they really care. They want him to be oozing football. And I think that I don't know how Zach Wilson is. I've seen Trevor Lawrence in interviews though, and that dude's oozing football. He just is. That's it. That's his whole life, right? I don't know if I think that might be what the issue is, because I don't think Justin Fields is like that. I think Justin Fields is really good at football, but I think he's a pretty casual, flippant individual. He does not seem like the type to cry after they lose a game. And Trevor Lawrence does. And I don't know what Zach Wilson is like in interviews because he goes to BYU. So I have no idea. But my assumption would be that he probably is very, passionate when you speak to him too. And I think that's probably an issue. I don't necessarily think it's a character issue or a character flaw, but I would take I do think that if someone is saying it, there's probably some kind of level of truth to it. A couple years ago, we'll go back to the Eli Apple thing. We've talked about that on the podcast before. It's one of these anonymous scouts labeled him a mama's boy. And everybody was like, what? What would they say? What was the quote? He couldn't make his own ramen if he had to. Do you remember, Donovan?
I remember. I know what you're talking about. It's just like I also heard just last year at this time that Justin Herbert was like too soft to lead a team. And
exactly.
The best. Yeah. But that wasn't true. Like he just led the Chargers to like one of the best rookie quarterback seasons I've ever seen in my life. So like he took someone's roster spot that's been in the NFL for 8 years.
100%. It's not always
so
right.
It's like.
I don't think it's always right, but it's not an exact science, right? And you got to remember, you're looking at guys like if you're looking at all the guys who made it and all the guys who bust, didn't care, right? So if you're between 2 guys, all of them. I mean, look at Jamarcus. The reason Jamarcus Russell sucked is because the dude didn't care.
Mariota cares. He's a bust.
Mariota
he's a bust.
It's just like pedophiles. Not every dude with the mustache. Not every dude with the mustache is a pedophile, but every pedophile has a mustache.
Okay, that's actually funny. It took me a while.
It's the same thing with bust. Not every bust is lazy, but most busts they don't make it because they are.
Most of them are. I get it. I don't know.
Especially a quarterback.
The thing for me with Justin was like, all right, like I had him third quarterback and kind of dropped a little bit, but like don't go after this. I watched this dude have like a broken rib in a game, just come in and just like destroy everybody on Clemson's team. Like,
I think he's great.
Or whatever he did, broken rib or whatever. I mean, I just know he was hurt. Like he could barely walk, threw a touchdown run. I mean that game showed me a lot about Justin Fields. Really could have like
show his character. I feel like he did twice. He did it in that game, and he did it against Michigan the year prior when he hurt his knee. So like,
true.
I don't know. I don't like that perception that someone tried to put out there of him when like just watch the games. Like I feel like it's there. Like he cares.
What do you think about Justin on the field? Like, how do you have your quarterback rankings? You have Zach, Trevor, Justin, or Mac? Who's Kellen
Trey
Mond
Lance.
is moving. Trey Lance, yeah.
Kellen Mond, shut up.
Hey, Chris Sims, bro, you got him higher than Justin Fields and Trey Lance. I like Trey. I only like Trey Lance. I moved Trey Lance up my board when they said he was dating Liv Cowherd, so I moved him up. Because
shut up, is he really?
I don't know if that's true. You'd have to ask Gabby because she got followed by.
Hey, that's my girl.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show.
We went to the same.
Even though she didn't come on last time.
Oh
yeah, that's right. Y'all went to college to.
Yeah, we went to college together.
Yeah. Oh. Gabby, yeah. But what do you think your thoughts on Justin? Though, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think he's like. I think he's probably one of the best, I'm sorry. Oh my God, my phone's going off.
I was like, holy hell.
It was my laptop. I don't know how to, I wish I could mute the messages.
You're not the only person who's done that on this show. No, it's no big deal.
No, I literally have no idea how to stop it because it is annoying. Like, even when I'm sitting at work, it'll always go off, and I'm like, how do I turn this?
Just D&D your phone. Like,
what?
Dungeons and Dragons?
I knew you were gonna say that. Do not disturb. Is what I meant.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I guess I'm a nerd.
Can I do not disturb my laptop? Like, I don't know.
Do you have a Mac? I mean, not a Mac.
Yeah.
iPad.
I have a Mac.
Yeah, you probably can. I can't walk you through that right now, but I'm sure you can.
We'll do that after. That's
it'll make great for podcast, Donovan.
Yeah, I know.
No,
like but Geek Squad.
Yeah, I'd say I probably have Lawrence and then Fields. Like, I probably have him as my number 2.
And that's how it's been since. I mean,
he's like the dual threat in everything too. So I think that's like his biggest thing that he does have is that he is like a huge like dual threat. So
yeah, I am actually really, like I said, I'm like torn, but some days I feel
like you're getting torn now.
Some days I wake up and I'm like, I go with the long haul feel, but the upside of Zach Wilson just.
Dude, your boy said Zach too. Darius said Zach too, with not even a beat.
He was on Zach before. He was on Zach before last year. Like Zach is good. I'm not bashing Zach. Zach Wilson. If you watch the Zach Wilson game, not from when they played USC, that was the game for me when I was like, hey, this dude's
my number 3 guy. I'm not bashing him at all. It just feels more.
That's fair. When we did our list last week, I kind of was like, I thought we were like so far apart, but really weren't. We just had to flip 2 and 3, and I thought Wilson. I mean, Mac Jones. I have number 4 ahead of Trey Lance. I think we kind of disagreed on that a little bit, but I do like Mac Jones a lot, but.
I had Mac Jones. You had Mac Jones at 4. I had him at 5. I had Trey Lance ahead of him.
Well, I said, Trey Lance might move ahead now. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, I probably honestly have Mac Jones at like 5 too.
And I think that those guys. I think that it like you said, it just depends what you're looking for. I honestly, if I'm a quarterback needy team, let's say the 49ers, and they take Zach Wilson and while Justin Fields is on the board, I would raise my eyebrows a little bit. But at the end of the day, they are both – it depends what you're trying to do and what you want to do. You know what I mean? The quarterback is such – there's a lot of things that we just don't know based off their personality. There's a lot there. I think that Justin Fields gets shit on a little too much. I don't really care about the character thing. Because I don't know him as a human being.
I think he gets shit on more because he's an Ohio State QB.
That's the problem. I think that's the problem.
I hate that scenario. I hate that, saying that. Yep. I don't care if you're from Michigan. I don't care. I hate that, saying, I don't think anyone should have that, going in, they went to this school. They always fail.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I hate it.
It is annoying. I think that's a bigger issue.
I listened to Bart Scott talk about that, and it pissed me off. And Bart Scott's a whatever. He's okay. But he was talking about it, and I was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
really?
He was like, Alabama and Ohio State quarterbacks aren't good. I'm like, dude, like USC is talking about that too. Whatever. Like,
it's okay if you.
So I mean, when Keating comes out next year, they're gonna be like, Sam Darnold was bad, Mark Sanchez was bad, Matt Leinart was bad, whatever. It's the same Ohio State. Okay. It's like Haskins and Fields. People try to compare them. They're totally two different quarterbacks.
Completely different.
Have you watched Dwayne Haskins? Like, he's not as good as Justin Fields.
Right.
No.
Well, Haskins' problem was not his limitations on the football field. His problem was that he likes himself the titty bar, right? That's his problem, right? So again, we could, it's about a lot of it's.
I don't think that was his only problem.
He got the money. He got some fire in him.
I don't think that was his. I think that was his probably main problem, but he did have some on the field problems. Like, I've seen
he has no physical limitations on the football field. Dude, he played okay for the Redskins. He played okay.
He was okay. He was all right.
Dude, they said he was showing up to meetings late and shit. Come on.
Well, you can't do that.
All right.
No, I'm not saying like it wasn't just like obviously like his love of the strip clubs and going out and.
No, but it's the Manziel effect too. Everybody shits on Manziel, but Manziel was actually okay. The dude was coked up. Half the steps he took, he was on coke.
Have you listened to his podcast with Mike Stud? Have you listened to it? Dude?
Stud?
Yeah, they have a podcast together.
Oh, I need to listen to that.
Who's Mike Stud? Sounds like
he played. He was a pitcher at Duke, and he's a rapper.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
He plays a pitcher.
I have no idea.
He's probably a better pitcher than rapper. He's all right rapper. He's solid.
What was like his one big song? Oh,
I can't. I'd have to go on my Spotify.
I know.
I think I have it on my Spotify.
Wait, I'm gonna pull up Apple Music right now because I'm really
She's gonna play this song on the podcast.
No, I won't.
Get sued. My mic.
15 seconds. You only get 15 seconds. You get 15 seconds of song.
We do not own the rights to this music.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm looking up.
The only hip hop I listen to is Kevin Federline.
Bro, chill out.
Popo's out, bro.
It was funny when we had like the
Swish. Was that his big song?
Yeah, Swish. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, he went to Duke, so I mean, yeah. But anyway, him and Johnny have a podcast. Just listen to it. It does sound like listen to. He was just talking about how he was like popping like Adderall, dude, doing coke,
yeah, dude.
Before game. Like, yeah, I got it. I was like doing Adderall to study. This man was doing it to like play a whole football game. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. It's really not that bad of a career.
Just to be awake. He talked about how like Cliff Kingsbury had to like take him out of bed because he was so hungover, like literally physically put him over his shoulder.
What?
When he was at Texas A&M, he sent I think he sent Graham Harrell down there too, who was a quarterback coach.
Damn.
I was like, damn. It's plenty of stories. But I mean,
that's for another day.
We got to get Mike Stud on the podcast, dude. We're not going to get Johnny on, but
Mike Stud.
We can get Mike Stud on. We can get like probably him, maybe. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. I think, Justin Fields and Haskins do get compared, but they're different guys. I mean, I'm not saying Haskins was a scrub. He was good. He threw 50 touchdowns. He destroyed SC.
Haskins was amazing. I don't know if people shit on him.
He was great, but Justin Fields is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen put on those colors.
I think that's fair, but people shit on Haskins, and he's right up there. He was right up there.
He is.
One year,
Arch Leister.
He has most passing yards and like
he was great.
By 1,000 or some yards. Like he has that record by so much in front of anyone. So
he does. Well, Joe Burrow is the best Ohio State quarterback ever, but that's a different.
Fields, Haskins, Arch Leister,
Tate Martell. That's my boy, man. Don't forget about Taters, bro.
Yeah.
Troy Smith was my guy. That was my guy. Troy Smith.
I like Troy Smith. He was dope. I like Braxton.
Okay. Yeah.
Josh just told me some bad Braxton stories now, so I don't like him as much. But
no, he's cool. He's all right.
Yeah, I guess so. He's cool. He was one of my favorite players. Like he played quarterback for a little bit. Or Cardell Jones.
Cardell Jones is a dope dude. Cardell Jones is a very dope dude.
Cardell Jones just seems like someone that like I would want to be friends with. You know, he just seems like such a cool dude.
Very cool. Very, very humble gentleman.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I have to ask Maggie this: the Lions draft needs. Now, we just had Darius on, who is, I won't say a dear friend of mine. We're cousins, but dear friend of the show.
I won't say dear friend because we're relatives.
Yeah, because we're our moms and sisters. But
you can be friends with your relatives. My sister's.
No, he's one of my best friends. He's just like my cousin as well. So he gets weirded out when I say like friend. He's like, bro, you're my cousin. Like I'm like, well, yeah, that's true. I have a lot of cousins I don't even like know or talk to, but that's different. Anyway, we had he ruined with Jared Goff his freshman year, and he's really close to Jared.
Okay.
And he's obviously a Jared stan. He's rooting for him in Detroit. But however, there's still some talks that Detroit could go after quarterback just for some security. And Jared Goff hasn't been the best. He hasn't been bad. He's been just literally average to me. Like, what do you think about?
He's been good.
What they need?
Jared Goff's good.
He's solid.
He does what he does. No, he's not gonna get shit on because he was the first overall pick. He's very good at what he does. He's got a beautiful deep ball. He's unathletic. But he's good.
Yeah, but he's going to a team that is worse than the team he was just on. So he was already just above average. Now he's going. Sorry, the Lions just don't have any.
But that doesn't have any bearing on his skill set, right? The problem with him with the Rams is that him with the Rams is that he never got better, right?
All right.
Well, now he's about to look worse. Though,
Tim just commented, "Serviceable is the appropriate word." Yeah, that Tim nailed it. He was very serviceable.
Well, I'm looking at a guy like Sam Darnold is going to like a great situation, and then Carson Wentz is going to like the best situation possible for him.
Why is that a great situation?
Because he has weapons. Like Goff is going to a team.
Who are his weapons?
He has the best running back in the NFL.
Who's been hurt? Who's hurt?
Swift.
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
No.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's fine. He could have came back at the end of last year. They just didn't play him. He's fine. He's been fine.
I don't know.
He's fine. You're gonna tell me the Lions have better weapons than the Rams?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
these quarterbacks that are going through rebound teams. I think Goff is in the worst situation. Is what I'm saying. Am I not wrong about that? Like Carson Wentz is in the best situation possible to rebound.
Yeah, that is true.
And then I think Sam Darnold's in a solid one. He's not in the best. He's a solid one. Goff is in a bad one. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't know if Darnold's situation is that much better. The Panthers weren't exactly great. Dude.
Yeah, I don't think.
And they're in a good division.
I can't say much because the Panthers definitely.
I mean, their defense is better. Their coach is better. I don't know.
We have no idea.
Let me just say I'm excited about
the
coaching staff and everything. I think that they're finally like going in the right direction after this Patricia era because that was bad. Like bad. It's just bad. But I think they're finally going in the right direction. Now, if a quarterback like Justin Fields is on the board at number 7, they might have to take it.
And see, that's what I wanted to hear. Like, do you still need a quarterback? And the answer, yes.
If not, we need to go for like top wide receiver, tight end on the board. Like, it's either gonna be Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, or like Kyle Pitts. But
I totally 100% agree. Look, I've been trying to look at because we're doing a huge Draftpalooza show next week, all 7 rounds. What the Lions kind of need. There's a lot of needs. They probably have. I'm not trying to bash the Lions, especially because I'm a Packers fan. I'm going to probably get backlash from this. I don't hate the Lions. It's like doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying like they're bottom 5 roster NFL from top to bottom. Like it's clear to me. Like they don't really. They have some stars now. I like Okudah. Obviously Ohio State guy. I know he just switched to number 2
last year, but yeah,
he did. I still like him. I think he's still a good pick, and I do like. Oh, DeAndre Swift or Swift is one of the better running backs in the NFL.
I think Swift just had like I don't know what it was with freaking. I know because behind Peterson or whatever, but Swift it sucks because he was just getting into his groove, and then he got that concussion, and I was like.
He'll be back.
I mean, he was doing great. Like Swift was, and then they kept just like, no, let's put Peterson in to get a 1-yard gain. You know?
Yeah.
So
Tim commented he wanted you to know that he liked your draft strategy, Maggie. Says he loves that.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree because I mean, you can't just reach for a quarterback, but it feels drops to that. It feels somehow
It's not
drops.
a reach. It's not a reach though. That's the problem.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying you can't reach for like a. I think Trey Lance would be a reach there. I wouldn't pick him. I would understand it because Trey Lance actually would be a good pick for the Lions in theory because you want Goff to start now. Trey Lance needs to wait. Trey Lance starts right now. He's not going to be good.
If Justin Fields falls, I think I know what you're saying. If Justin Fields falls, you have to pull the trigger. If not, you have a conversation about Trey Lance and who else is left.
I would take Pitts for sure, or Jamar or Devontae or one of those.
They just
guys
drafted Hawkinson.
I mean, it's Pitts, dude. Like that.
I guess you're right.
I love that, and
I should be in the conversation.
The Lions just need players. I feel like whoever the best players
are. Into a different role, so you don't have to keep him at tight end. He could be a wide receiver too.
Yeah. What do you think about trading down? Like hypothetically, say like one of those quarterbacks are still somebody. What are the Patriots? Because Chris Ransom taught us with Draft Utopia. He wants the Patriots to move up with somebody in the top 10. The Lions would be a good team to move up with. I mean, what if Mac Jones is there or Trey Lance and they want to pick him? They'll move. Not the Patriots. Is it because of
the Lions and the Patriots history is not good.
Matt Patricia. Yeah, that's true.
But no, I don't think. No, it wouldn't be worth it. I personally don't think, because then they're also giving up other guys like a Jamar Chase or a Devontae Smith potentially, which I don't think they should risk. So.
Okay, that's fair. Josh, what do you think about the Lions drafting? Or
you're talking to the wrong person, because I'm always a fan of trading down. You know, if I'm the Lions, I mean they're pretty. They got a very physical minded coach. It would be, and their defense is pretty garbagey. I could see them potentially if you're sitting at a spot. Let's say that they're not sold on Trey Lance, or that Mac Jones is still on the board, and you could get a king's ransom, and you could still, if you could walk out of the first round, Davion Mason, defensive tackle out of Iowa, and Micah Parsons.
I was just going to say Micah Parsons.
If you can get 2 starters, and then let's say you get a couple other picks throughout. If you can guarantee yourself 2 starters, and then a couple other picks throughout the draft, maybe a couple middle rounders or whatever. I can see that they're not good. The Lions aren't good. I mean, we can argue. I disagree with the fact that you're talking about the Colts the Panthers being echelons better, but the fact remains that the Lions are not good, right? And they know they're not good. So why, if you're not
Maggie's like, what the hell is
sold on a guy? If you're not 100% sold on a guy, why not trade down and get yourself your starters? Because that defense was straight garbage.
Yeah, I just think they're a couple years away. I mean, it's not like
they just had a cornerback.
Yeah,
exactly.
They get a quarterback. Yeah, they've been a couple years away. I would, if I was them, being realistically, what I would do, I would trade down. Unless
I'm just tired of the rebuild. Like, it's been happening for 5 years.
I mean, realistically speaking, it wouldn't be insane for them to, where they're selecting, if everything fell right, it wouldn't be insane for them to get a haul where they're getting Davion Nixon, Micah Parsons, and then you could still get a first-round wide receiver. You could still
like a
try to pack it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. A guy like Rondale Moore could be there. Kadarius Toney, Rashad Bateman. Those guys, there's not going to be – I mean, there's 6 wide receivers that could come into Detroit and be the guy immediately. Be one of the guys immediately, I would think. So, and one of them should land there if you not have some kind of trade where that happens. But,
and then next year they can land Olave.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, if you're not completely sold on the quarterback and you suck next year, now I don't know. I don't think scouts do this, but it's not like if you're not sold on Trey Lance, why? Why would and you think you can get a king's ransom for him? Why? You could come back and get Spencer Rattler or a Sam Howell next year. Now, again, that's a very stupid conversation that we're having, because I think scouts are going to try to take the best player available now. But it is it's a conversation worth having, to where if you're not 100% sold on a quarterback,
I think this year is going to be like Goff's trial year. Let's see what he does. And then if a quarterback is available at 7, maybe take them, develop him for a year, have Goff do his trial year or whatever, maybe develop that guy that they take at 7 if it is a QB, and then see what happens.
Well, and it's never a bad idea to try to build around your quarterback and try to get a quarterback, after. That's kind of what the Eagles did. The Eagles got their offensive line in check. They got their defensive backfield in check. They got the amazing pass rush in check, and then they drafted Carson Wentz. So, and then they went to the Super Bowl. So it's never a bad idea. Being a Browns fan, you've seen them go quarterback first, try to fix everything else. And you got a guy like Tim Couch who gets sacked 72 times in one season, the Texans did with David Carr. So it's not necessarily a bad idea. The Lions they're not there. And I think that they know that they're not there. So I don't know if there's any rush to grab a quarterback.
I could see Rashawn Slater going there too. He's been buzzing
I don't think that's a bad idea.
The coach will love him too.
You thought trading down for him though, right?
Pick him at 7, possibly.
You thought Rashawn Slater going to 7?
I mean, if their quarterback are off the board, how we think they are with Justin, Trevor, and all those guys gone.
So you got Slater going over Darisaw?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like Darisaw.
I do not.
I like Darisaw, but Slater's a dude. That's a Pro Bowl player right there to me.
Darisaw's a dude.
He's a dude. He'll make a couple Pro Bowls in there. Slater's a special dude.
Why?
We can talk about that on another show, but I like him better. He's more versatile too. I mean, Penei Sewell is my dude, of course, but I mean,
I think that Maggie was right when she mentioned the wide receiver position. I would prioritize wide receiver over offensive line if I'm the Detroit Lions. I'm trying to shore up that defense.
We just got rid of Galladay. We just got rid of Jones. Both Joneses.
There's nothing there.
It's kind of like a need, like a big need right now.
They still have Taylor Decker, who's good. They got Big V, who sucks, but they traded for him. My understanding is that they like him more than I do. It's not like that they don't have options there, but you just named all their wide receivers that are gone. So
yeah.
But again, like you said, if you fall in love with, they're so bad that, man, I don't know. I don't know if Rashawn Slater's in the cards there. I could see if they I could see them trading down, and maybe if he lands to them, then take him. But I don't know if you're going to take him at 7 based off of what should be on the board compared to what your needs are. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be fun because once the draft really starts at 4, right, with Atlanta, I mean, all 3 of those teams are going to take quarterbacks, regardless of how they're going to get picked. I mean, it's going to be Trevor and Zach first, too, and then 3.
But it's good. It matters. It does matter though, because if you have, my thought process is, let's say it's Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Mac Jones.
What's up, pup?
You want to join?
Whoever, if a dual threat quarterback if Justin Fields falls, I would assume that that's going to get some GMs more hot in the pants than Mac Jones. I would assume, right?
I think the first 2 are lock at this point. No, 3.
Man, you think you're willing to bet your life that's Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson?
Yes.
Do you think?
Oh,
yeah. I'm not betting my life. I'll put some money on it.
You already said it, dude.
Put some money on it. Put some money on it. I'll take it to Vegas, where I'm going in May, by the way. But
you're going to Vegas in May?
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas. Gotta go out.
I'm going back
home. Undisclosed place, man. I can't tell you. I'll tell you off the air. I don't want all these people to know, bro.
You're worried your fans are gonna come attack you?
I'm not saying that. I know. I want the fans to come out so we can gamble and drink and hang out together. Nah, but I'm staying at this hotel called the D in Vegas.
The D?
Downtown. I know you're gonna make a joke about it. That's why.
Detroit? You're coming to Detroit?
No, I'm sure. No. Where it's at.
I actually am going to Michigan soon too. So
let me know. I won't. I work outside Detroit. So.
I'm going to what part of Michigan was that one from? East Lansing, Michigan State.
Okay. Yeah, that's not far from me.
I've never been there, so I'm hyped to go to Michigan, and it's not gonna be cold, so I'm hyped. But anyway,
Tigers. You want to hit up a Tigers game while you're here?
Wait, what?
The what?
I hit up a Tigers game.
I thought you said hepatitis. Yo,
I did. I was like, what is she talking about?
Like, cut, chef. Tigers game. Yeah, I'd be down to go Tigers game. I haven't, man. I don't keep up with baseball that much anymore. But I like the Braves and the Angels. So if the Tigers are good, I definitely like to watch them. Who they got? Who's their best player right now?
Akil Badu.
Okay, see, I don't even know, man.
He's a rookie. Like he's hit.
I'm so whack on baseball.
Yeah, he hit a home run in his first MLB game. His first pitch.
Oh, nice.
He hit a grand slam yesterday in his second MLB game, but we lost bad. And he hit a walk-off today in the 10th inning.
Okay, he might be the truth. Let me check him out, then I will. I'm still like old school. I like Verlander and Miggy. We'll go back to the Tigers.
I love Miggy.
Yeah.
Miggy hit a home run in a blizzard opening day. So.
Okay, yeah. So you still got Miggy on the team?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Miggy.
But all right, we're going old school Tigers, not old school, but like
we just turned into a Detroit Tigers podcast, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So I was Maglio Ordonez and Pudge Rodriguez.
Pudge is my favorite catcher of all time.
I had a Webkins that was a pug, and I named him Pudge.
That's the best thing I've heard on the whole show.
So
actually,
that's that.
That's amazing. We got to talk.
I had a panda, and his name was Maglio. So.
What about Pablo? Because that's Panda's name, Pablo Sandoval. His nickname is Panda, right?
It was Maglio.
Okay, well, that's a good name.
It was Maglio. And then,
Maglio.
Yeah, and I also liked Brandon Inge because when I played softball, I played third base. So.
Inge was dope. I liked him. He was like the glue guy for me for that team for sure. But all right, I don't even know where. I like the Tigers stuff.
Sorry,
I've learned about who might be rookie of the year though. I might have to put some money on him.
Honestly,
but no, I do have money on 1 and 2. I think the draft start. I mean, you can say it starts with 49ers, sure, but they're gonna pick a quarterback, whether it's Fields or Jones. I don't know. It probably is gonna be Jones, I would say, but. At 4, it starts with Atlanta because do we know if they're picking quarterback? No. Like they might. Matty Ice is getting old, but they might. I mean, Matty Ice is still good, man. Matty Ice is putting up numbers.
Or is Fields got to go back home?
That'd be nice if Fields went back home. But I just think it'd be another quarterback controversy like the last time he was home when he was back up behind Fromm. And he's gonna be back up behind Matt Ryan.
Just because Georgia was stupid.
Well, yeah, I know that. Yeah, some stuff going on there, but. I don't know. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I get what you're saying.
He's not very smart.
Yeah, Kirby. No, Kirby's good. He gets a bad rap. He's just very loyal. Let's say that. You know, but his fraternity brother is Jake Fromm's dad at UGA. So.
I don't know if that's 100% fair. There is. You see it with coach. You do see it with coaches all the time. You saw it with. I mean, you saw with Jim Tressel and Todd.
Just a fun fact, man. Just a fun fact.
I'm just saying, like you do see that. You see it with Meyer did it with Cardell and JT. Like you do see that where coaches are very loyal to the guy that took the snap prior and yada yada yada. There is something to that. Now, was it stupid? Yeah, for sure. Justin Fields is clearly the superior quarterback and probably was back then. But I don't know if I could blame it 100% on his having a frat brother that was his dad or whatever.
No, that's a Georgia joke.
I actually had no idea that was a
thing. That's like an ongoing joke. Like I lived in Georgia for like 6 years. That's always like the joke. Is that Jake Fromm?
Is that really?
Yeah. Because Fromm was committed to Alabama when Kirby was there. He decommitted when Kirby took the Georgia job and went to Georgia.
Yeah.
So he just literally followed him like kind of the whole way. I don't know. That's the joke. But anyway, I think the draft starts at 4. If you say 3, that's fine. Zach's going 2.
No, I just meant we'll see what happens. I don't.
Zach's going 2. You never know. Yeah, Zach could freaking do something stupid or whatever. I don't know. Or they could just fall in love with.
There's plenty of time for Matt Jones to get another DUI.
Dude, Tuscaloosa.
Plenty of time.
I just don't know how you get DUI in Tuscaloosa because like you can walk pretty much everywhere in Tuscaloosa. Like I've been. Was it a DUI or was it a wet and reckless?
No, he got like 2 DUIs, didn't he?
Yeah. He got one he got one on a moped. Like that's like a fake DUI, dude. Yeah, like they shouldn't have gave him that, man. Come on, like
why? I know I got a friend that got a DUI on a golf cart, dude. This shit counts.
I know it counts, but it's like
now he can't be a teacher, damn it.
A lot of people should probably be getting a DUI on a golf course then.
Well, yeah. Well, he took this baby out on the road.
Speaking of that, who we got the golfer on the show. Who do you think's the Masters' favorite?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Just pick a favorite. Just pick one person. Pick one person. You can just say
It's
Jordan.
Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth. Everyone's rooting for Jordan right now, so that's
Okay.
fair.
All right.
Josh, what about you? Are you a golf guy?
Dude, I don't know anything about golf. I know nothing about golf.
Pick
dude.
someone.
I-
Do you even
I'm
know?
I'm freezing. I was gonna say Jordan Spieth because she did. That's the only reason I would say.
Okay, that's fair.
Tiger Woods.
I'm gonna go. Well,
No, I was gonna say he's the one guy you can't say right now.
yeah, you can't say it right now.
Is he still in the hospital?
I think he's out, but he's not.
No, I think he's good. But
He's not gonna play for.
Not in a condition where he can go play in.
No, he can't walk right now.
So it's too soon for a joke. Ooh,
I would
say
I think Dustin Johnson repeats. But
Dustin Johnson, yeah.
Who's the one that's from Ohio? Is that Jordan Spieth?
Nah, Jordan's from Texas.
Who's the one that's from Ohio?
I don't know, man. That's y'all supposed to know this. Paul Casey? Is Paul Casey from
No.
I'm sure there's a few golfers from Ohio, right? There's got to be like more than one. Like,
man, I don't know. Dude.
I don't know. You guys don't really get to play golf year round though, because it's cold sometimes. So up in the northern states, I guess.
Jason Day.
Jason Day. I thought he's from Australia.
No, Jason Day's from Westerville, I think.
Oh, that's where I went to when I went to Ohio, Westerville.
Yeah. Jason Day. I think Jason Day's from Westerville. That's who I'm picking.
Jack Nicklaus is from Ohio.
Well, yeah, obviously Jack, yeah. But okay, so you're picking Jason Day. Jason Day is actually one of my sleepers.
Yeah, Jason Day is always one to keep in mind.
I'm gonna go with DJ again, and then we can all see more Paulina Gretzky outfits on Barstool. Because every time Justin wins, they just talk about Paulina Gretzky all the time. So
she's okay now. See, now we're getting off topic. I don't get the infatuation with her. I don't. She's cool, but let's like
who?
Paulina Gretzky.
Paulina Gretzky.
Dustin Johnson's
the great one.
Yeah, well,
they do every time she goes
Wayne
anywhere.
Gretzky,
they take 7 million photos of her.
Oh,
it's
I know,
like, dude, she's all
right,
but
she's
like,
an Instagram model, dude.
Everybody's an Instagram model, dude.
Not
Everybody.
you.
I know, not me. It's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame.
You should be one. Why aren't you?
I don't know. I got the body for it. It's all about the nips and
That's
hips.
your next career. I think it's calling.
It should be.
That's wild, man.
You got a problem with that, Donovan?
I'm about to be a model for a Mossy Oak after this show. That's turn the hat around.
You should be. I like that.
Yeah, man. It's my workout hat, man. This is like I feel really like I'm doing some stuff in this hat. Like, I get my fingers dirty and stuff, you know. So just just like laughing at me right now. All right, it's a wrap now. We got to end the show. I'm Mossy Oak.
Yeah, we've gone over an hour. We've trailed into golf and me Instagram modeling and hey, but there is someone can find it. There's a new photo of me online.
Oh,
of you?
Yeah, dude. Back when I was in college, bro. I had a sock on it.
Why is it new?
A sock on it.
Yeah.
Why is it new?
If Bill Bodzinowski is listening to this, he knows what's up. It's a nude.
Oh, a nude.
It's an old photo.
Bill Romanowski?
Bill Bodzinowski.
Oh, I was like,
dude, I went to college with, bro. He snuck that photo, slapped that thing online. It's out there.
Oh man,
it's out there. Right now, what they said, because you can never truly delete anything. Oh,
does Justine know about this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters then. We're getting too deep in personal conversation right now.
Yeah, next we're gonna be talking about WrestleMania, bro.
That's this weekend.
I think it is.
Yeah, because Triple H was just on Barstool.
We're not talking about it.
I can talk about it.
We're not going to talk about WrestleMania, dude.
I'm like, let's go.
Dude, honestly, have you been to a live WWE event? Have you been to a WWE event?
Yeah, I have. It was a long time ago.
Bro, that shit is dope, dude. I did security for it in college because I was like, dude, this shit's lame. But I did security for one. I was like, bro, these dudes are dope. Shit was fun, man.
We had something at our stadium last summer, 2 summers ago now. But
did you go?
I actually did not. I think I was home for something here. But I used to work for the Yankees AAA, so that's they had some WrestleMania thing going on.
That's what's up.
Isn't the Yankees AAA the Clippers?
No, that a while ago, like a long time ago.
Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the Clippers are Indians now, but
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, no, we were in Scranton, like the office.
That's awesome. You did those? You didn't go to any events or nothing?
No, I mean, if we did have events, I had to work them. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think I was out of town or I was home or something. I don't know. But I didn't have.
They're a good time. I used to think it was because you go through that period where you watch it when you're a kid, and then you grow up and you're like, that shit's fake. I'm not watching that. But I went when I worked security before back in college, I was like, dude, this shit's dope.
I was picturing Josh, the security guard, like stealing people's beers.
Dude, I just stood there. You stood.
Yeah, so you don't
it's
do
the most. It's the most
yeah.
pointless thing. I stood there. You know who walked out? You know who I was doing security for? The Big Show, dude. Like what? He doesn't need what he.
The Big Show.
I swear it's the dumb. It was just a stupid college job. But all right, yeah, you're right. We're about to shut this down. This was the Browns Wire podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Josh Keatley16. Make sure you give us a like, listen, or review. Give us a little thumbs up or a thumbs down on YouTube. Doesn't matter towards the algorithm. Let us know what you want to hear on the next episode. Donovan, where can they hit you up on the socials, the social medias?
Oh, the name remains the same. Don James Sports. Follow me on there. Studio Union Sports. Going there. We're about to have a crazy draft show next week.
So crazy.
Go Zags forever, even though we lost last night. But I still got to rep it always. Go Zags. Go it.
We've talked about every other goddamn sport on this podcast. Maggie, where can they follow you at? What you got going on?
Maggie_Merren. That's where you can find me. Twitter, Instagram, wherever you need me.
You got any other podcasts or anything else coming up?
Nothing in the works as of now, but I am working on a podcast of my own. Hopefully it'll be somewhere. So keep your eyes open and ears open for that.
Don't forget about us, when you make it big, because she's got a lot of followers. She already has a lot of followers. She has more than me and you, Josh. So just saying.
Dude, you don't have to be a dick about it.
You'll be there.
I'm trying to hype Maggie up right now.
You guys will be like my.
I said me and you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys will be my first guest if you would like.
Perfect.
Sounds good. What's the name of your podcast? Have you come up with a name yet? Is it still in the works?
It's either gonna be like Mornings with Mags or Boomcast going after like Ohio State recruiting, or I don't know, maybe even like Mimosas with Mags on Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
But because I kind of want to talk about, because I'm a businesswoman as well, so maybe even talk about not even just sports, but more on like business side of things too. So who knows?
Let's talk stocks. I'm into stocks right now. It's my thing.
Okay. Are you really?
I bet. Yeah, man.
Building offices and like opening businesses more than.
No, I'm not into stocks like that, but the whole GameStop stuff got me into stocks. I'm like that guy.
Because of the GameStop.
I'm the frat bro stock guy, I guess. But hey, it's working though. Cash App, bro.
Yeah, there's a stock thing, right?
Yeah, Cash App. I got some stocks. It's a Walmart stock. I'll talk to you about some stocks after the show, for sure.
And we are out. My God.